Welcome to KQEG and Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, into wellness, and into fitness. Well, this week, we profile Holmen High School football with two stars from the team, yet to be played, by the way. And our guests this week, Boayue and Luke LeClaire. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Well, as we sit here today, a lot of uncertainty, of course, and Holmen High School football is on pause.
Yeah.
You started the season, but because of, again, the uncertainty in the COVID and so on, you are now waiting to see what happens next. Your first game was canceled, so now you don't play until early October, October 2nd. Big disappointment, right, Miles?
Yeah, I was really looking forward to playing this year, especially since I'm older and bigger. Definitely be playing, starting. And I mean, we still have practice, so that's good, but still disappointing.
But now it's virtual practices.
Yeah.
You started the season in person practicing.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go back to that. How a lot of people are interested in, kind of worried about, these kinds of sports, football, not so much cross country and tennis and so on, but where there's so much contact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the coaches did a good job when we were in the first day of practice handing out equipment. They did a good job of us spreading out and cleaning equipment for us, and it was obviously different. We couldn't have contact first day because of COVID, so it was just very different than last year.
Well, how many days did you get in before it was abruptly stopped?
It was 10 days of practice that we had, so we had a good 2 weeks of practice, and we were rolling. Everyone knew what they were doing, and we were looking good for the year. So. Well,
you were a little bit behind though because you're starting late, and in the summer, I know teams practice somewhat in the summer, and they install their offense and terminology and all that stuff. So I'm sure it was a rather slow start, Miles.
Yeah, it was pretty slow at first, but obviously we didn't have any team camps or anything like that. But once we started going over our plays, kind of all clicked back up in our mind, started looking good.
Well, this is a difficult time for all of us, and there's a lot of uncertainty with COVID, the recession, presidential election, a lot of divisiveness, a lot of racial justice issues that maybe not as prevalent in this part of the country as they are in others, but there are some racial injustice issues. Do you see that yourself, Miles?
Me personally, I don't really see it that much, especially around Holmen. Everyone here is respectful. And I've never really seen it in La Crosse County either, but I can see how in other parts of the country it's a big deal.
Well, I've talked to some people who say the racial issues are more subtle than overt. Do you see that?
I don't really see much of it at all, to be honest, but maybe it's because people just don't say it to me, but I don't really see it that much.
Well, it just reinforces that we live in a nice area.
Mm-hmm.
Is it perfect? Shangri-La? No, but it's a good area where there's a lot of acceptance and so on. But there's a lot of other isolation issues due to the COVID. There's a lot of mental health issues with young people that are struggling because they're not in school, and and since March, spring sports were eliminated. Tough time for you, Luke?
Yeah, track, I was really looking forward to track, and just like football right now, we had about a week or so of track practice in the spring, and then that just got taken away from us too, and that was really disappointing because we were going to have a good year for all of us team, and I had a lot of good seniors last year, like Ben Labazetta, he was being a good sprinter, and then the relay team was supposed to be doing good, so.
Well, you can look at it either as a setback, or you can look at it as maybe a sort of a pause for reflection, try to get your thoughts in order as to how you want to see the world in the next 5, 10, 30, 40, 50 years from now. And maybe reflect on what you've accomplished so far and what you want to see. How would you like to see the world change, Miles?
Obviously with the COVID going on, we needed more social distancing, but once that's over, I feel like everyone had time to really think about how much a certain sport meant to them, which gives them more time to work out and get better.
I read an article where in the next 5-10 years the world will look completely different in terms of being around a lot of people, in terms of shopping, in terms of technology, a lot of things on the horizon.
I could see that, yeah. I definitely lots changing right now. Like my mom and grandparents keep saying that like this is just a time that no one's been through and just a different part of the world that no one's experienced. So something's going to have to change because we can't keep staying like this. So yeah, I can definitely see that. Your
reflections, you're a senior. Reflect back on your freshman, sophomore, junior year, what you've accomplished, some of the bright spots, and maybe what your goals are for this football season.
Freshman year was it was weird. It was just a different feeling between middle school football to high school football. It just definitely opened my eyes and like see what I'm getting into. And then going up to the varsity level is just a whole new experience also. It's just under the lights is just a different feeling that no one's had before. And it just meant a lot to me over the past few years. So having this season, like going this way, just really disappointing. So.
Well, you guys, Miles, you're involved in a program that's on the rise. You've had 11 winning seasons in the MVC in a row. The program continues to get better all the time, and you're part of a successful program. So there's a little bit of responsibility and pressure on you to continue to keep that going.
Yeah, there's a lot of discipline. You know, you got to make sure you're always trying to get better, doing what you're supposed to be doing, getting your schoolwork done, and just being a leader.
And are you satisfied with what you've accomplished so far?
I'm not satisfied yet. I still need to stay in the weight room more, you know, get better at, you know, finishing my schoolwork, stuff like that.
So is it difficult to balance, you know, your fitness, your sports, and academics?
It's not difficult if you stay disciplined. You know, you can always make time for anything, especially if it's important to you. So you just got to make it important to you.
Again, our guest this week, Miles Boayue and Luke LeClaire. Well, Luke, you are a three-sport athlete: football, basketball, track and field. We're going to talk about some of those accomplishments, but and you're also you excel in the classroom.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, my mom's always made that school is always important, put school first. So that's what our coaches tell us too, that we have to be a student athlete and student first. So it just means a lot to me that for school it has to be. And right now online it's different too. It's not. I don't enjoy it as much as being in school and being able to talk with my teachers like face to face, and just a different learning experience. That it's not hard, but it's just different, and it's just something to get used to. So.
Well, a lot of people that I've talked to talk about the fact that it's hard to concentrate, the discipline,
yeah,
and the social aspect of going to school, which we all know was a big part of my life and a big part of most people's lives. You miss that.
Right, yeah, definitely do. Like that's just a big thing that's been taken away. And online, whenever our teachers feel like they're just spitting information at us and we don't have a conversation with anyone, so it's just definitely different than versus in school.
Well, and I noticed just knowing you a little bit, Miles, you have you enjoy being around other people also.
Yeah, especially in the classroom. I feel like if it's up close and personal, it's easier to learn, especially in classes like math and foreign languages, things like that.
Do you have some tough classes?
Not necessarily. I mean, I have math, which you can do it online, but it's not as easy as if it was in person and showing you up close how to do it.
Mm-hmm. Other tough classes?
Spanish. That's a class that I need to it's better if it's in person.
Of course. Favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher is probably Mr. Kowalski, but he's also the football coach.
You just know he's going to watch his show, so that's why you said that. But what does he teach?
He teaches like social studies.
Oh, social studies. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of my favorite subjects. You're as we talk, Luke, you're good in the classroom, and you've taken tough classes to prepare you for the next chapter in your life.
Right, yeah. Yep, so ever since middle school I've been in the excelled math class, so I've been a year ahead of our grade, which there's probably about 20 kids in our grade that are at that level too, so I don't have a math class right now. I'm in pre-calc for the year, so it's going to be something different online, especially because I like to talk to my teacher about math, and that's just something that clicks in my brain, so we'll see how it goes online. But
I know Holmen High School is full of really good teachers and great administration. You have a favorite?
Yeah. Gotta say Kowalski, he's a really good teacher, not just because of the football coach, but he gets the kids involved, so
Okay.
he does a good job.
So he's one of several good teachers that
Right.
Miles and Luke like, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to step aside just for a minute. We come back more here on Seven Rivers Sports.
With our busy lives, it's a comfort to know that we can still remember loved ones in a traditional way with a monument. Lewiston Monuments in Lewiston, Minnesota has been helping families purchase a monument for over 4 generations. You'll find a large selection of beautiful granite, marble, and bronze monuments, all at competitive prices. And they're a full-service company, so they also do straightening, cleaning, and repair of monuments. Stop in or call for a no-obligation consultation, or visit lewistonmonument.com for more information.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
Back to Seven Rivers Sports. This week we profile Holmen High School football, one of the better teams in the area, certainly, with Miles Boayue and Luke LeClaire. Well, I happened to talk to Travis Kowalski, the head coach, your favorite teacher too, by the way.
Yep.
And here's what he said about you. Both are great people, but then he said Luke is going to be a jack of all trades, Luke LeClaire. Quarterback, running back, defensive back, kick return, punt return. You're going to be a busy man.
Yeah, that's a lot to know.
Can you handle all that?
I can, yep. I got it.
And then he went on to say that Luke is not afraid of contact and will stick his nose in there with anyone. So you're not afraid of the contact, which sometimes can be brutal.
Right. No, I haven't really been. I'm not the tallest kid on the field either, so I have to step up to their level and just get out there and just get the work done. So that's what I've been doing since middle school. My brother, who's 5 years older than me, he's a good role model of mine, so he taught me just got to go out there and give it like it's your last. So.
Well, Holmen has great assistant coaches with Travis, and I know it's a complicated system. We covered it here many times on our KQEG Game of the Week. Back with Steve King and now with Travis, and I know the option has kind of been the staple of Holmen for the last several years, so lots of reads, a lot of complexity.
Right, yep. Yeah, so as quarterback, well, now backup, but so just knowing all the plays for quarterback is just it's a different game of football whenever you have the option. So it's just like you got to have the smarts and have the brain for that. So just you have to be able to read. So a part of our offense, you just have to know what you're doing. Everyone has to know what they're doing, and just take your role and give it all you.
Weber was a great quarterback. He's been on the show many times, and of course you've had several good ones along the line. Well, let's not forget about Miles Boayue, because Travis Kowalski, the head coach, said that Miles is a very quiet kid, but don't be deceived, because that quietness is not how he displays himself on the field. That Miles is an extremely hard worker in the weight room, and Coach told you that if you work hard each and every day in the season and off season, that you have the ability as a tight end or a defensive end to play at the next level.
Yeah, I've definitely been listening to him about that. I remember him telling me that, and I've been working hard in the weight room almost every single day, and I'm hoping that after high school I can go somewhere.
You have quite a weight program too.
Yep. Coach Luloff, he has a lot of workouts for us to do every morning once we go back to school, and we just got a new weight room, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, he's. I've seen the construction. I haven't had a tour yet, but maybe you guys will give me a tour at some point, but I know Jason's been on our show. Well, Miles, you also are a track athlete.
Yep, I run the 400 mainly and the 4x4 every now and then. And yeah, so track is a sport I really like.
Well, the track program at Holmen is, and the facilities are great, but the track program is equally as good. Of course, you weren't able to showcase your skills this past spring.
Yeah, that was a big disappointment to me and Luke, and I'm hoping that this year we actually get a track season.
Yeah. Well, and Luke, we talked about you being a three-sport athlete, and you lettered in football and track and field, and talk about your track and field skills.
So ever since middle school, it's just I've fallen in love with track too. Like football and track just mean like a lot to me. So having this past year, that broke my heart. That just sucked. So I was looking forward to running with the seniors because they're really good athletes. So track is just it's a really fun sport. Even though some people say it's pretty boring just standing around, but once you get to the races, it's awesome.
And that must have been very hard for you, as you referenced. Was there anything that you did did you work out and stay in shape?
Yeah, I work out all the time, every day, so. But running is, I don't do a lot of long distance, but sprints is my main race, so.
We know that leaders, athletes are on a platform, other young kids that are always looking up to you. I see them at the games, circling the field. They watch sometimes and play catch a lot of the rest of the time. But certainly they're looking up, and someday they like to be a Luke LeClaire and a Miles Boayue. So you're on a platform, and is that hard for you to accept and understand that how important that is, Luke?
Not really, no. Just because I remember being that age too. I remember looking up to Noah Risch is a huge role model of mine. I'd look up to him whenever I'd be those kids on the side or around the fence looking at the game. So I can see where they're at now, and then they just work for it, and they can be like us someday. So.
Well, Noah Risch has been on the show a couple of times. He played in Europe and coaching at UWL. Of course, with being an athlete comes responsibilities. When young people see you as a track athlete, Miles, or as a football player, what do you want them to see?
I want them to see a kid who's hardworking, he works for what he wants, and he doesn't do bad things. He does the right thing all the time.
Well, there's a lot of temptations. A lot of kids take the wrong path. They're influenced by peers, and they don't always make good decisions. How do you circumvent that? How do you make sure that you make the right decisions, Miles?
I just make sure that I'm hanging out with the right people. If I am with someone who does that kind of stuff, just say, don't do that around me. Do it somewhere else.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you are, Luke, who you associate with. Your destiny and mine is who you hang out with.
Yeah, that's right. Another thing our coaches do a good job of is just teaching us our personal life and teaching us how to be a better person. And they use the word integrity a lot, doing the right thing whenever no one else is looking. So we just have to have integrity and know what's right for us and what we want to accomplish in life. So.
Luke LeClaire, Brotherhood Leadership Award.
Yeah, that was freshman year that we got that. They haven't been doing that though the past couple of years. So freshman year was the last year that we had the Brotherhood Award. So we have it's called the Viking Creed. It's what we say before each game, and we just say that in front of our team, and we pledge to our team that we'll be a part of the Brotherhood. We got each other's backs, and so freshman year we got that award.
Now, if our viewers have not seen a Holmen game, we broadcast several, as I've mentioned. After the game, talk about what your tradition is, what your ritual is.
So we all gather in front of the student section, and then parents come over and watch too, and we just give our Viking Creed, which basically, I don't know how you could describe it. It's just 7 parts of it, so loyalty, integrity, and then just things like that we say, and it's just pretty much what our name is for Holmen football.
Yeah. Miles, you next chapter of your life, you want to go on to college, you want to perhaps play at the next level, you have the size for it. Take us there.
I've been working hard in the weight room, so hopefully I can go to a good college that play football or track, or both if I can.
Okay. There's one that's probably about a mile from here.
What is that? UWL.
Well, we broadcast here in downtown La Crosse, and it's just a mile or two to the east. Good, pretty good school.
Mm-hmm.
UW La Crosse.
Yeah, that's definitely a school that I'd like to play at.
Well, good. We know that the UWL Eagle coaches watch this show, so you'll probably be getting a call here before too long.
Hopefully.
So, role models. You identified in your profile sheet your family are your role models.
Yeah, they definitely push me to go farther, keep working out, and they help me out when I'm struggling with things, especially with things like school. They help me out when I need help.
Have you struggled a little bit in your life?
Like middle school, I struggled with school, but then they told me to keep studying, so then that really helped me out a lot.
So they're your lifeline.
Yep.
And your favorite, you mentioned your favorite and toughest opponents, like everybody I think, points a little bit to the north to a place called Menominee.
Yeah, they're my favorite opponent because they're our hardest opponent, and that really pushes us to our limit.
Well, geez, I mean, they've won so many Big Rivers championships, state, they've gone on. But you're a leader too. What would be a slogan that would sort of identify who you are, Miles?
My favorite slogan is work hard, play hard. That's one of my, so like if I'm working hard in the weight room, then you gotta play hard. Make sure you're doing the right thing on the field.
Is there something that our viewers may not know about Miles Boayue?
Probably that I work really hard, and some people just think, oh wow, he's just a big kid, but you got to work for that.
So work habits are a big part of who you are.
Yeah.
In other words, that's advice you'd give to young people too. If you were going to go to Holmen Elementary School and speak to them, that's what you'd say?
Yeah.
Would you say anything else?
To do the right thing, get your schoolwork done, and not hang out with the wrong people.
Good. Well, let's not forget about Luke. This is interesting too. In the profile sheet, I asked Luke, what's something our viewers may not know about you? What would that be?
I said that I can dance. We have it's a fundraiser at our school called Dancing with the Sports Stars, and each year, well maybe not this year, but each year a girl from the dance team picks a varsity athlete of any sport, and so we have that each year, and I've won 2 times in a row. So,
what's the dance?
Oh my gosh! Last year was a cowboy dance, and then the year before was a cheerleading dance. So.
Really?
Yep.
On my bucket list when I retired, I wanted to be involved with Dancing in the Stars.
Yeah.
Locally.
Yeah, it's like that.
So I did it.
You could join.
I did it, and I got second place. But it was on my bucket list, and I really enjoyed it. You had a concussion.
Yeah.
Some setbacks.
Yeah. Yep. It was my freshman year. It was a different feeling I never had before. So it was just, and it was a big drawback from not being able to play. I missed 2 or 3 games, so that just sucked. Maybe watching my teammates out there and me not being able to help them and join them and just have fun out there. So, but
saying that would describe you.
That the best is yet to come, and that great moments are ahead of all of us, and that we just got to look forward to those moments, and that we got to work for it, and it'll be there.
What's in the future? What would be if Wishing Upon a Star is an old song, but what would you want to see as a defining moment in terms of the best is yet to come for Luke LeClaire?
Well, this year I was hoping that we could win our conference and go on to the playoffs and just keep going on that, but overall in life I'm hoping for something in the medical field and just reaching my goals for that. And we've got a wide variety right now, but hoping to narrow it down pretty soon here. You
said that leadership is about respecting others, but having others emulate and respect you. Have you lived that way?
I feel like I have, yeah, and people I respect, they're my role models, so I look and try to follow the ways that they do. So I don't try to be, like with leading, I don't try to be mean. I try to build people up and not tear them down. So,
I've made this comment before, but one of the benefits of being the host of the show is I'm able to meet people like Miles Boayue and Luke LeClaire, and they're an inspiration, and I hope you feel that way too. So it was a pleasure to have you on the show, and once this season rolls along and our schedule becomes firm, because it's still uncertain as your game schedule is, we'll be broadcasting a Holmen game, 1 or 2 along the way, maybe even in the postseason. So we'll see you. We'll be in the press box, and you'll be on the field performing. So thanks for being on the show.
Sure. Thanks for having us.
All right. We'll be back with some closing thoughts.
You know, the thing I'm most proud of when I think about our company is the reputation that we've been able to build in this community. Our technicians have done a great job going out and performing magnificent jobs for the customer. And our customers have rewarded us with some really great reviews online.
We have over 150 5-star reviews online right now. Our technicians do a great job out there, and our reviews show it.
We can say without hesitation, when you choose Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, you'll be glad you did.
When you're faced with the decision of selecting a monument to honor someone dear to you, call Lewiston Monuments for a no-obligation consultation. Lewiston Monument is a full-service monument company, serving families in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin for over 4 generations. You'll find beautiful granite, marble, and bronze memorials, all at competitive prices. Their experts can help you design the perfect and unique memorial. Lewiston Monument. Call today or on the web at lewistonmonument.com.
Hope you enjoyed our interview with Boayue and Luke LeClaire, 2 senior student athletes from Holmen High School. Want to share our thoughts on the recent passing of Jim Knutson. Jim had an outstanding career as a sports official in the greater La Crosse area. We lost a special friend, and we send our thoughts and prayers out to the Knutson family on the passing of Jim Knutson. As you know, the fall sports season has been disrupted with COVID-19. However, we are excited to begin our abbreviated football broadcast schedule as we traveled to Boscobel on Friday night as they host the Aquinas Blue Gulls. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Hope you can join us for that game. Thank you for joining us this week. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping that you will have an active and a healthy week ahead.